What's going on, folks? So today I am currently outside Innsbruck in Austria, and Innsbruck is the capital of the Alps or something like that it's called. So the plan is just to walk about, explore Innsbruck and see what it has to offer, and I will take you with me. So I did have to park up in this campsite overnight because once I got to Austria I didn't realise how strict they actually were on wild camping. So obviously I couldn't do that. Expensive campsite, £100 for 2 nights, but it's got some view, so you can't really complain about that. It does say going into Innsbruck that there's an air quality control. I'm not too sure. I had a little look and it's not similar to like the UK ULEZ where you can't drive unless you've got a certain emission car. This one, it's more like a variable speed limit that they control how fast you go, so your car doesn't give out as much emissions. I'm not 100% sure, but I hope that I don't need to buy anything else, because I've bought my vignette, 10-day vignette to go on the motorways, because a lot of these European countries like their vignettes in the tolls, so I've bought that. I'm not too sure if that covers the air pollution sort of thing, but since it's a converting camper, I assume that's fine. So hopefully we're not getting any sort of tickets today. That would be great. As us arrived at the car park, it was a lot easier to find than any other ones, because when I was in like the likes of Switzerland, oh, I better remember my ticket. When I was in the likes of Switzerland, they had barely anywhere you could park your camper because it was really not supported. I think it was more of a case in case people wanted to park overnight, and obviously that's forbidden in Switzerland. But here, I mean, first try seems quite good. You know, it's quite similar with all these like European cities. Outside of Paris, where I was in France, and like Switzerland, everywhere seems really quite empty. Like, I don't know if it's like just low on tourism or like locals and it's a different vibe than people that just come outside. But yeah, everywhere seems really quite quiet. So it turns out that I'm 5 minutes away from the actual old town where it might be a bit busier, so the plan is to just go see if I can find a decent coffee. Like, I'm still on the hunt for a decent iced coffee, but like I say in my other videos, a lot of these European cities or like countries don't really seem to be that big on iced coffee. It's more like really strong cappuccinos or black coffee and things like that, so that is the plan for right now. I think I've found Innsbruck Gardens. Immaculate. Definitely near the old town. I think this must be like central Innsbruck, then the old town is up that way, because it is getting a lot more busier, so maybe it's not a sleepy city. Ended up finding this cafe area, Baklava Cafe, and I ended up getting an iced coffee and Dubai chocolate with ice cream. When you think about it though, that was €9.50 I think it was, for like this full thing. Iced coffee and a dessert. I don't think that's too bad, and this thing does taste very fucking good. I think I should have took a metal spoon though, because this thing is going to break. And the guy asked if I wanted a strong iced coffee, because there's no syrup, it's more sugar and just coffee that's super strong. It's giving me sort of like Diagon Alley, you know, Harry Potter vibes. All the different colours and everything. Really nice. You know, Austria must be a bit like France, because on Sundays everything closes in France and then it's the same here. Is it some like rest tradition or something? Because I'm walking about and absolutely nothing's open. Like, it's just bars and everything that is. I also saw this when I was looking at tourist attractions. I just ran up on this. It is the golden roof thing. I think it's made out of real gold, I'm not too sure. And they're all getting their vintage photo taken. But yeah, anyway, gold-plated roof. But yeah, this place is stunning though. Like the full-on architecture, like the detail that's went into like some of these buildings is crazy. I just had a look and read up, it's not real gold, it's 2,600 copper tiled, I don't know, tiles. Yeah, not as cool. You come out of the old town, right next to a massive river in the mountains, but then you've also got the second Balamori of Europe. I think this resembles more Balamori than that place I went to in France called Aris. One of the two. It's crazy how you can just go from like an old town to practically at the mountains again. Such an insane country. Just had a look about jaywalking in Austria because there was a lot of people like freaking out that, not me, that they nearly walked across the road without waiting for the green man, and yes, you can get fined up to €100 for jaywalking, so not something I was doing though. I've just hit a thunderstorm and I think I'm like half an hour walk back to my camper van. There's stuff flying about everywhere. I'm glad I prepped for the weather and brought a rain jacket, because it wasn't on the cards that it was supposed to rain today, except from earlier on. And as you can imagine, being in the middle of the mountains and things like that, it's a lot heavier rain than it would be back in Scotland anyway, and wind. Good thing I've got a house on wheels with all my clothes in it that I can just drive when I get back. Hope that I've got the right thing on my sat nav, because I had a look and there is about 100 different car parks with the same name. That'll be fun. You know, I keep saying to myself like, oh, this is like so shit that I've broke down, or I'm stuck in rain, or the shelves are falling off my camper van. But let's be honest, like, is this the worst thing? Like, I'm literally able to travel Europe for the next few months and experience different cultures, different countries. Like, I'm so grateful of where I am and what I'm able to do right now, even if I am stuck in terrible rain. It's great. This is brilliant. See what I mean? It's great. Like, that's me back in my house. On we go back to the campsite. See if we can make it. It's a 30-minute drive. Should be fine. There is a bit of uphill though, which is stressing me out because these winds are actually really bad. You know, if you're ever in Austria, like, I am not the biggest fan of cities or anything like this. If you're ever in Austria, come to Innsbruck. And this is one of the main cities if you like to go snowboarding and things, because it's right next to the Alps and the mountains and things like that. Such a worthwhile city, like such a nice medieval sort of vibe you get from it. Really, really nice. I would definitely come back here if I'm ever back in Austria, which I probably will be at some point. Just been back at the campsite for a good few hours now. I was just editing my YouTube video. Nothing really to update you guys on, but for dinner, even though it's 9 o'clock at night, I'm having this. It's like a stir-fry chicken, vegetable and rice sort of meal. Easy. But then I also do need to have these because they are today's date. Kevapachichi. So the plan for tomorrow is to head a bit further down in Austria. I'm not staying for the upcoming week because I didn't even plan on being here in the first place. I did plan on going straight into Italy, the Dolomites from Switzerland, but it ended up being a lot longer drive from where I was previously to where I am now. Head into the Dolomites and do the full of Italy, or do the south of Italy. Start in the Dolomites and go all the way down. That's dinner sorted for tonight. And this is the end of the video as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you for the next one.